To cut tape for swelling, first thing I did is I measured the tape against the area that I'm about to tape for swelling. So I measured long enough that it covers all of the swelling region, goes a little bit lower than it, a little bit above it, so it really covers the area. So you're going in, you'll decide if you're going to do more than one piece. If you do want to do more than one piece, you can make it easier for yourself to make the same lengths by just stacking it on top of the other piece and then cutting that. And you can repeatedly do that to make the same lengths. Now for the lower leg, I like to cut pieces, 2 pieces that are the same and 2 pieces that are a little bit longer. So I'll probably cut right here. That way the tape doesn't completely overlap each other if we're going to do 2 lengths for each leg. Then you want to make sure that you are rounding all of your edges. So I'll stack all 4 pieces together right here, and I'm going to round my edge. Does not matter how perfect it is, you just want round because then the corners are less likely to catch and the tape is less likely to come off just because of sharp corners. So put them back to back so that the tape kind of grips on each other and makes it move less. It's not sliding around as much. And then I'm going to cut at least 5 slits, okay? The thinner you can make them, the better, because with swelling taping, we are trying to open up the lymphatic valves that live right below your skin. If you apply tape that is too thick, that actually ends up closing those valves rather than opening them. So thinner slits is better, leaving about 1 inch to 2 inches at the top that is not cut. This is the last slit 4, and that makes 5 tendrils each. All right, so 5 to 6 tendrils is what you're shooting for how thin you want those. So I think I said cut 5 slits earlier. We could only fit 4, but this thickness is acceptable, okay? I'll stack 3 tendrils on top of each other. That's typically about the most that I can do without the tape slipping around too much while I round all those edges at the same time. Applying the tape for swelling, you want to make sure and clean your skin first with rubbing alcohol. Does not matter if you just got out of the shower. You want to get any lotions, any soaps, any skin oils off of this area so that the tape sticks better. Additionally, we're going to spray the area with sticky spray, Tough Skin, so that way the tape is more likely to stay on. That's what this is. All right, and that's what we apply to help the tape stay better. All right, ready? It's going to be cold. I'm being really generous with this spray. Depending on your skin type, you don't have to be as generous, or you might not even need as much this at all, but certain skin types do need the sticky spray to make it stick more. So typically I'll start with the short one first, and then I'll do the long one up higher and then fill in the gaps that the short one didn't fill in. So when the skin sounds like this, where you're going to put the tape, you know that the sticky spray has dried and you're ready to apply the tape. All right, so we want to make sure that the tape is covering all the areas of swelling or discoloration. Today, we're going to make sure that the tape goes past this area. We don't always do that. Sometimes we end the tape up higher, but today we're going to make sure it goes here. So I'm going to apply the shorter piece, and I'm going to line it up where this is just shy of the length that I want it to go to, because the tape is going to stretch a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. So it's okay to start it just shy of where you're going to stretch it to. All right. I'm going to hold down the one end. I'm going to flip this back over so it loosens this paper from the tape without having to touch the tape. I'm going to glide this down, not worried too much about how much stretch there is because I'm just parking the tape. I'm putting it down. Now I'm going to go back, lift up, okay, and very lightly. I really don't want much stretch on it for swelling specific purposes, okay? Just very lightly laying it back down. I might even give it a little wiggle as I lay it down to make sure that it's staying nice and relaxed. But as you can see, it does end up going a little bit past where we had it lined up. Spread it out so it goes wide too, not just long. And you can see we've got these gaps that we got to fill. So we're going to go with the longer piece. Again, lining it up so it's just shy of where we want it to go lengthwise. We're going to tear the tape, pulling the tape apart like this without having to touch the paper. Come back and reapply the tape where we actually want it to go, covering any area of swelling, discoloration, any place that you're like, I want this to be less swollen, less discolored, less full. That is where you're going to make sure that the tape ends up lying over. Filling in the gaps, maybe even going down into the toe a little bit. End it on skin, if at all possible. Pressing down all the pieces, making sure nothing is still sticking up. The tape is heat activated, so you can take this non-sticky side and kind of rub it over the tape to make sure that it stays down. And that is how you apply swelling tape.